Lake Mead, where LA gets 30% of its water from these days, is about to hit Deadpool. Gravity pressure will be so low that none of the water that's currently being piped from Hoover Dam area to LA will actually make it over here any longer. It's kind of at a time where LA is running out of options. My name's Alice Bucknell. I'm a video artist and writer. I make virtual environments in various game engine softwares. The Alluvials, it's both a video work and a video game. It's exploring the politics of drought and water scarcity in LA through the perspective of its non-human inhabitants. There's different chapters, some of which are narrated by the river, some of which are narrated by elements like wildfire. And P22, Celebrity Mountain Lion of LA, narrates one chapter. P22 was and still is such a kind of amazing example of the ways in which nature interfaces in urban environments. The final chapter is narrated by this pack of wolves that has kind of come back to inhabit this abandoned, vaguely apocalyptic version of LA. I knew I wanted to research LA's decision to channelize its own primary source of water and then spend the rest of its existence stealing water from other places. How that process took shape, who was responsible. And we're coming up to the 100-year anniversary of that decision that we made, which was kind of snuck through a lot of legal policies under the guise of the Great Depression. And there had also been this pretty bad flooding. 100 people died in LA. And that was used as a reason for channelizing the river because we had to sort of protect ourselves from nature as this sort of vengeful, spiteful force versus the Tongva, the original stewards of the region. They understood the cycles of the river. There would be floods, then there would also be droughts, and it's just how it functioned. So instead of kind of putting it in a concrete straitjacket, the Tongva instead basically structured their entire life around this seasonal cycle. I was in the library pretty much every day of the week, 9 or 10 hours a day. It was the place where this entire project started. One text that I was really excited to get into was the Frederick Law Olmsted and Bartholomew master plan for the LA region. There's only I think 80 or 90 copies still in circulation. The gist behind the plan was to basically redesign the city of LA. The urban infrastructure and development of what would become downtown LA could basically be built around the river. It was so amazing and so kind of powerful that it meant that someone had to sacrifice power. It would basically prevent a lot of the sort of speculative real estate that got pumped into LA's economy. They didn't want to give up a future for LA where there was a lot of money to be made and houses to be bought and sold. Posed so many kind of wicked problems that the whole plan got scrapped. Coming to the LA library and having access here, just being able to spend literally 3 weeks with this document, just going through it page by page by page. It was just a really amazing resource to have. It's really nice that the piece is kind of looking directly at and it's also being looked at by the Octavia Lab. Octavia Butler's work is a huge source of inspiration for me, and just seeing the way that she kind of handled the climate disaster of LA and kind of was able to sort of channel a lot of her experience working and living here, making art here, creating narratives that were optimistic in the face of such kind of dystopian reality or dystopian way of thinking. It's just really nice to have my work be kind of in dialogue with this lab and by extension with Octavia Butler. The many months spent in the library feeding into this project and seeing it up on the wall here, literally on my escalator flight path that I would take every day. It's really nice to see that it's kind of found its way home.